In this video, we are going to discuss the case cohort study, which is the third variety of the case control. As we have discussed in the previous videos, the classical case control and the nested case control study designs. A variant of the case control design, as we have just mentioned, in which controls are drawn from the same cohort as the cases, regardless of their disease status or of the disease outcome. And cases of disease of interest are identified and a sample of the entire starting cohort or the original cohort. And so here we are going we are not going to regard the outcome, to whether they have developed the disease or they did not develop the disease. And this the main difference between the case cohort and the nested case control design, where we draw the controls from those who did not develop the disease. But here the situation is different, as we enroll the controls from the original cohort, regardless of their disease status, regardless of the outcome, whether they develop the disease or not. And thus, the case cohort is similar to a nested case control in that the cases and the non-cases are within the parent cohort. But the case cohort study designs are not widely used among epidemiologists and other researchers. So it looks similar to the nested case control, but the only difference, as I have mentioned, that we draw the controls from the original cohort, regardless of their disease status or regardless of the outcome. They are appropriate for disease with high incidence, where we can find newly diagnosed cases, and the main criticism raised against the case cohort design is that cases are included within the control groups, and thus problems may arise or may be encountered in the analysis of data, as we can find both of the controls. One control, you will find him or her as also as a case, because we have not regarded the outcome status of the exposure. The key features are that we have parent cohort or the original cohort, a large cohort identified and followed over time for the outcome of interest, the disease incidence. And we have the sub-cohort, which is a random sample of individuals that's selected from the parent cohort at the baseline, regardless of whether they eventually develop the outcome. And this will form the sub-cohort for us. Cases, all individuals in the cohort who develop the outcome of interest during the follow-up are included, regardless of whether they are part of the sub-cohort or they develop the disease or did not develop disease. Overlap. Some individuals may belong to both the sub-cohort and the case group. You can find a case, also find it as a control. The advantage is that it's cost effective, and when you use this design, we decrease the selection bias, as both cases and controls are selected from the original cohort design. Thus, it is the selection bias can be eliminated in such situations. Efficiency, that is, we reduce the need to collect detailed exposure information on the entire cohort or the original cohort, as we focus on the sub-cohort and the cases. The generalizability, the sub-cohort is a random sample, so it represents the entire or the original cohort. We have also, we can study multiple outcomes using the same sub-cohort. Disadvantages, possibility of information bias, as information about the exposure to risk factors under the investigation are collected at different phases of the study, maybe at the start of the study and as well as when we come to select the cases and the controls. It's possible to select the disease case as a control as well, and this may lead to problems in the statistical analysis and in the conduct of the test of significance. We have here an important example that is published in Research and Application in Molecular Epidemiology, available at the their website, which is about the C-reactive protein, a plasma marker of inflammation of coronary heart disease in 1987 through 1989. The atherosclerosis risk in communities study recruited a population-based cohort of 15,792 persons aged 45 to 64 years from 4 U.S. community, and the technician drove fasting blood samples into the vacuum tube. The cases we define the coronary heart disease as definite or probable heart myocardial infarction or a silent myocardial infarction between examinations by electrocardiography, and a definite cardiovascular or cardiac heart disease, death, or a coronary revascularization. These are the subtypes of the cases. The control subjects from a stratified sample of the entire population, share cohort, were identified, and 2 years later, a second case cohort sample was studied, including augmented sample of the control subjects. Those who are interested, they can go for further details about this study, which is very interesting and typical example of case cohort. Thank you very much.